Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Radiant Black Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about Radiant Black, a superhero comic book series by Kyle Higgins and Marcelo Costa, as well as everything Massiverse. I'm your host, Bash, and I'm joined by my friends and my fellow co-hosts, Charlie, Ali, and Matt. How's everyone doing today?
Great. We're putting the cast in Radiant Black podcast today, and it's going to be a long one, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Happy to be here. Let's get her.
I'm super excited. We've been talking about this for. Oh, sorry, Charlie. We've been talking about this for a while. I'm excited to finally get to it. I forgot my mic at home. I'm unfortunately not at home right now. Different setup, so excuse my audio. But let's go for it.
Yeah, just glad to have you here. It's great you can make it, and I'm glad to be back. Actually just listened to your guys' Dead Lucky episode. So that was great stuff. Getting to the end of that, but been looking forward to this episode for a long time. So can't wait to see what you guys are cooking up. Putting our casting hats on. Let's get to it.
Yeah, before we dive in, let's just say hello to the chat. Radiant Greg, always good to see you, my friend. It goes all the way back to the Firepower days even, so always love to see a fellow Firepower lover here. Of course, the one and only two-time world champion of the Radiant Black Trivia himself, Owen Seiler. Guys, beware. The knowledge in this person's mind is beyond existence itself.
Very true.
We've got the leader in terms of the person who has the most leads on who nobody or who no one could be. Maybe it's nobody, who knows? But Tyler MC, good to see you, my friend. Tyler, how you doing?
Awesome.
And of course, Owen says if Matt says his pick is Kathy, I'm gonna lose it. Look, we'll be honest with you guys. This isn't a spoiler. We didn't even include Kathy. Like for the most part, we didn't even include like Circle Guy. We wanted to pick
here's a spoiler. I didn't include Kathy, but I hope Matt included Kathy. I'll just say that. I'll say that.
I don't know what's in store. I did have a Kathy pick, and I hinted at it on Twitter as well.
I guess
it's only right. It's only right.
Find out.
Yep,
it's only right.
One of the patrons, one of the OGs, one of the longest time supporters of the podcast, the biggest Aquaman fan I know in the whole world, Jordan Kramer. Good to have you here, my friend. Always good to have you here. And then Tristan Maldonado. Hello, this is my first time here. It's good to have you.
Love to see it.
Yeah.
Welcome.
And Owen says also so far one-time winner of the Rogue Sun Trivia.
So far.
So far, fair enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's just get right to it. The way we're going to do this is everybody submitted their picks to me via email. Nobody's actually seen anyone else's picks. I'm the only person that's seen their picks because I had to put together the slides. The way we did it is we made small avatars of our faces. They're not super professional, but they look great. I think Annie did a great job. So we have little avatars of our faces.
I'm excited.
And I just put pictures of the actors. Guys, if you want to, I trusted each of my fellow hosts to read out the names when they come to them, or maybe they'll just know them by heart, but that's how we'll do it. Honestly, I just want to say, I think they're all good picks. I know some people will argue, some people will disagree, but for the most part, I think everyone had really good picks. Like overall, I was really happy to see some of the picks and surprising. So let's get right to it, guys.
Quick question before we start. Which pick are you guys most proud of? Just quickly down the line. Bash, which casting pick are you most proud of that you've done?
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I think my Marshall cast is perfect. I think he's like up on the higher end of the age, but I think he looks like young enough, and I think he's such a good actor. So I'm proud of my Marshall. I'm pretty proud of Satomi. And then I'm pretty proud of Shift, man. I really think I nailed the Shift, but we'll see what people have. But I think you guys like the ones where I think I did well. I think everyone else did well too. So it's like it's so awesome. Yeah. So let's get right to it, guys.
Let's go.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say that some of them were really hard. I'm actually the least confident about Marshall and Nathan. I'm very confident about everybody else except Nathan and Marshall.
Those were tricky. Eva was a little tricky for me, but yeah, I'd say maybe Shift or Braden. I'd say Braden was my
Braden.
I just knew that one right off the bat. I just knew.
Dude, I think you guys all had amazing Braden picks. I think everyone, like you'll see. I think honestly all of them were good, but some of them were insanely good. Like the first one, which we'll start with right. Wait, we'll see now. But is this fan cast for an animated series or movie? Actually, that's a fantastic question. We're not going to
Live
say
action.
movie or a TV show. We're just going to say live action. So it could be a
Live
movie
action.
or a TV show, but it's live action. It's not animated. So we're not talking voice actors, but of course there is one voice role of the Colossal because, you know, obvious reasons.
Yes, it's
which
the
is
Colossal.
Unless technology really advances before the movie comes out.
Yeah. So who's going to be the Joker that puts Chris? Dude, there are no Chris Pratt. There are no Chris Pratts. I'll
God,
tell you
No
that
Chris
much.
Pratt.
Thank
All right,
God.
let's
He
go.
does not
Let's
need
go.
more work.
Let's start, baby. So Sheer, this is the only slide where it was not four like equally divided because we got this one late. So Sheer, I think these were all really good picks, and I think some of these picks you'll see them again later on. But you guys can do your own picks. So let's just start from left to right. Charlie, you could go first.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of my original pick, I did go with Ali. But
Really?
for some reason I kind of switched it up. I remember the first time I heard the Sheer voice, I went with Chase Crawford. But kind of just this way through, Vigilante, he was kind of a similar character in Peacemaker, but
Right.
this guy's just goofy as hell. He's awesome on screen. He makes me laugh everything he says. So yeah, I just think he'd be amazing for this character.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I love the pick personally. I was like, holy shit, I kind of wish I did that too. But yeah, I went with Sean William Scott. I just feel like if you've seen his movies, like he's perfect for this role. I feel like he's due for like a comeback in some sort of like mainstream movies. And I feel like there's something very Stiflery about Sheer. So I just went with Stifler himself. I was like, who better, you know?
American Wedding, he literally has a shit-eating grin. Like he's perfect.
Yeah,
He's perfect.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I actually really like that. I think that might be my favorite out of all the ones up here. But yeah, I'm kind of like Charlie. The moment I heard his voice, just the way he acts, his mannerisms, the stupid catchphrases he says, I was like, I think Chase Crawford would be perfect for this.
so I full disclosure, like I forgot like last minute about Sheer, and Nick Swartzen came to mind as someone who can be really annoying and say those kind of catchphrases. Love Nick Swartzen. We haven't seen the face of Sheer yet, right? Just the outline, right? So yeah, he can really look like anybody, and maybe he'll get in like in like amazing shape and stuff like that. But I think he would make a good Sheer. Not to.
I think we've seen his face once in one of the scenes with Shift, but I might be mistaken. He has like a beard. Yeah, doesn't he have a beard?
We saw him in the bleachers of the basketball game before the attack happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was like a panel or two at most.
But yeah, that's my pick.
Yeah, so I like all these picks. And I'm going to say that one of these people, I'm not going to say who, one of these actors was picked for another character as well. And I thought that was also a really good pick.
And I will say, yeah, that's a little tease. I picked one of these for another character, and that person I just wanted to see have a bigger role, honestly. Who can just deliver. So yeah, I can't wait to get to that one. But.
Okay, so just these are not in order, so who knows what we'll get, okay? So next is Radiant Yellow.
Hey, let's go.
I just want to say, like, this was, I think, the most unanimous one. I think it's, you know what? I told Matt, I was like,
gonna be,
I knew this was gonna be like heavily the same person, but I told Matt, I was like, I don't want to rip off the entire Invincible show like cast because I can, because they're all good. Because I said to Matt, I'm like, Walton Goggins is perfect as Kieran, but I'm not gonna do that because it's too easy. Fair. It's just too easy, right? It's the same thing. It's too easy. So I didn't do that, but I know it's perfect for that. But this, I think. I once I see Radiant Yellow as Sterling K. Brown, I can never see him.
I can't unsee it, man.
Yeah,
I can't. It's so perfect.
The voice and everything.
He's a little young, a little too young is the only problem with it. But the voice, obviously, we all thought about it, the narration. Like he's Angstrom Levy, he's tearing it up on Invincible right now. He's got that cadence, the gravity to it, which is what you need with Wendell, right? It's kind of perfect.
Yep. So if anyone's ever watched This Is Us too, like he does a pretty good like family man too.
Yep. Yeah, so that's already a yellow pick for the most part.
I was a little different. I kind of switched it up here. I wasn't surprised to see you guys with that pick. So I kind of went something a little different here. I don't know if you guys watched Gen V. Did you guys go through that?
Not yet.
No, not
yet.
You haven't seen Gen V? Okay, so this guy, he is A-Train's assistant, like the guy, he's A-Train's assistant in The Boys. And in Gen V, he is one of the fathers to one of the students at the school. And man, this guy, he got a lot more screen time in the show the gravitas he has, like he's fantastic. He had a couple times where he like reveals some big moments and like he really just sells you on them and you're like, oh shit. And like in those moments where I'm like, okay, I could actually like I could see him like taking these big stakes and kind of just going through all this nonsense Wendell goes through. So he's a little smaller, so he's not that big guy that Wendell. So yeah, he's got to hit the gym a little bit,
Fair.
but no, he could definitely do it. He's fantastic.
Yeah, I really like that pick too, to be honest. So I was really happy to see it. Yeah, totally see him as Radiant Yellow. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, the more I think about it, I think if you've
that's the
seen
one.
This Is Us, yeah, I think
That
you
is
really,
great.
yeah.
I have a question for you, Bash, real quick. Did all three of us pick the same picture, or did you just use the same picture for all
But
three?
I use the same picture just because it would be
Okay.
easier, right? Like, why would I use
Yeah,
them?
Yeah.
It gives you
Yeah.
more of that shock value, like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like,
Right,
oh,
right.
right. Yeah, I
Going
think
from This
also I
Is
love
Us
that
to-
picture, bro. That's the perfect like
Yeah.
amount of riz and like formal. You know, it's just like it's the perfect balance. You know, so
Yeah. No, but like going from This Is Us to This Could Be Us because I've seen the future. Like I don't know. I think it's kind of perfect.
Exactly. There you go. So the next
Yeah.
one, I think it's Radiant
And
Red.
I,
But I'm not
actually,
sure.
this is a good point because like he's a little young, but yeah, Radiant Yellow, like he's all through time and stuff. So yeah,
True.
he should look a little weathered. So yeah, he could kind of be anything.
He's in
So
his
that's good point,
40s, no? Like I want to
I
say
think
he's like
so.
40,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I,
would
I think
45,
this is a
50.
younger picture a little bit. Yeah, because he has like a little bit patches of white hair. And shit,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Fair.
can age him up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right,
Love it.
ladies and gentlemen.
Red.
Oh, Radiant Pink. This is the only slide that for some reason stayed white and like kind of disorganized. So I apologize. So I think all of these picks are good. When I first saw them, I was really into all of these picks. But yeah, let's talk about it. So Matt, you want to go first?
Yeah, I went with Rosa Salazar. She was in Alita Battle Angel. You might not recognize her with like, regular eyes because her eyes were like super anime in that, but like she was yeah, eagle-eyed people know what we're talking about next. But yeah, I like Rosa Salazar. I think she could pull off Bubbly. She is like 38, which is older than Eva, but like she looks super young. I think she could pull it off. Like how many teenagers and like young adults are played by like people in their 30s? Like I think she could fit in that role pretty well, and I think she could pull off a good Eva.
Speaking on that, I was conflicted between Jenna Ortega and was it Alexa Demi from Euphoria, and the only reason I went with Jenna Ortega at the end is because I felt like she was younger. Alexa Demi's I think like in her 30s at this point. So, but yeah, Jenna Ortega's got the world by storm since Wednesday. She's very popular. She's a pretty good actor too, and I think she could do a pretty good Eva.
Yeah. I went with Isabella Merced. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like an American actor and singer. She was Dora the Explorer, and then she did the Transformers, and she's in the Madam Web movie as one of the spiders. I forget which one. Not Julia Carpenter.
Corazon or
Anya. Yeah. Anya Corazon. Yeah, and she's playing what do you call it? Hawk Girl in Superman Legacy.
Yeah.
So I just think she also looks like Eva, but I also think all of these girls pretty much look like Eva. And she's 22, so she's still pretty young. I think is a good like age for the role. So yeah, I just thought I want to see her as Radiant Pink. I think it would work well.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, that was my first pick. I was about to go with her. So yeah, no, that's great. But I ended up settling with Yara Shahidi from Blackish. She was Tinkerbell. A lot. I'll say this. First off, like a lot of these roles, I really tried to like, because I know like some people like have a certain name, like she's Brazilian or something. That was too hard. I changed a few people. But that's okay, I think. But I think this girl will really, I think, just get the positivity and just really captures the energy of Eva, really. And I haven't watched Blackish all the way through. I think that's the only thing I've seen her in, but I've seen like lots of episodes just kind of here and there. It's one of my favorites. Like when it's on, I'll watch it. So she's really great. She's the daughter in that. She's kind of the independent, stuck up kind of really smart. So yeah, I think she'd be great. And 23 as well. So she's that good age. And yeah, that's my pick.
Nice.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I think these were all great, to be honest. And it gets better because the next one I think is Radiant Red, and that one was also everyone picked like age appropriate, really good picks. So without further ado, let's go.
Oh, okay.
Love that. And I'm glad I switched because Bash, your pick is fantastic. That's the one I switched out from because I had a feeling someone was going to pick that. Fantastic. But Stephanie Hsu, one of my favorite actresses in the world right now. She is Everything Everywhere All at Once. She was the daughter. One of my favorite movies of all time now. I don't know how many times I've seen that movie. She was in that movie with I don't it was kind of like it was more of a comedic movie. I never saw that, but just she looked fantastic in the trailers. But she can do everything. She can really get the emotion Satomi needs, the rage. She can get the kindness and just kind of her fighting, really just that that problem kind of going on with Owen at the house. And yeah, I think ask her to do anything, she'll be able to kill it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Stephanie Hsu.
And in this, her choice of weaponry would be way more appropriate than in Everything Everywhere All at Once. But yeah. But first reference to anything like that in this podcast. But yeah, my pick, I don't know a ton of Japanese actresses. So I was like Googling, just like searching. And not just because, like, this actress's name is literally, it's Satomi Ishihara. So, I mean, that had it screaming. And I feel like she could literally pull off the role pretty well. Yeah, she has that good look. I haven't seen her act, full disclosure, but like, visually, she looks a lot like Satomi, and I feel like she could knock it out of the park with a good director, a good script.
Love it.
Yeah, so I went with Karen Fukuhara. I've just seen her do a lot of like really angsty roles, so I think she would do well for Satomi. I also think she's like she just looks a lot like Satomi too, so I think it works out well. I don't know. I think everything I've seen her and she's been super solid, and I think I don't want to see her get typecast, so I want to see her get more of a complex role like Satomi, because you could explore like other sides of her character, you know, being like the wholesome person during the day, and then the shape.
We've seen her capture that rage as well. Like she's
exactly
in that. Like she's fantastic.
She's Kimiko from The Boys, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. I picked Jessica. I picked Jessica Henwick, and I'm pretty biased because I love Jessica Henwick ever since Game of Thrones, Iron Fist. I'm pretty sure she was in the new Matrix too, so she has the range, and she might be a little tall to play Satomi, but I think she could pull it off.
Yeah, she'll be ready for fight scenes too. Like everything she's been in. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been critical, but I honestly think so far everyone's had really good picks. So yeah,
I think yours, Bash, might be my favorite out of these. Yours and Charlie's, I can't decide.
Yeah, I think
those two.
Charlie's most, honestly.
Those two I couldn't pick between two. Like Karen Fukuhara, any one of these would be fantastic. I didn't think of yours, Ali, but yeah, I really like that one as well.
Yeah. So next, I don't even know who we have next. Is it maybe we didn't 3 rating? Oh, Excel. So Matt just said go with what I'm gonna say. So okay, I went with Fez, aka Wilmer Valderrama. I just think like I've seen him in like what was it, NCIS or something like that, where he plays like a detective or something like that. And so I've seen him pull off like action and more serious stuff. So I want to see him explore like more of like a rage with the soldier with a rage background, and like, you know, just kind of what Excel does, like crazy shit. God knows what his origin is, but I felt like, I don't know, it'd be fun to see him in that role, just doing that. I feel like it'd just be a fun, like familiar face, but doing something different.
Yeah, I was struggling to find an actor for Excel, but Wilmer was almost my pick for Braden. Full disclosure there. Wilmer's kind of sus. Like that 70s show crew is like cursed as far as I know. So like I don't even know how that would work. But yeah, he's potential. Yeah. So that's all I have to say on that one.
I'm gonna give a little spoiler. This might not be the last that 70s show cast member that'll be on here. But yeah, Excel was pretty difficult for me to cast as well. So I ended up I tried to pick a Brazilian actor, so I went with Rodrigo Santoro. He played Xerxes in the 300, and I think he'll do a good job. I don't think Excel is like a super complicated role, you know.
I think he was on Lost too, right? Yeah, let me check.
I think he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was he on Lost?
Paolo, I'm pretty sure he played Paolo.
Yes. There
we go.
Yeah, it's just a huge transformation from him being Xerxes to literally anybody else. He almost unrecognizable.
He went Michael Mondo, right, Charlie?
I did. A fellow Canadian here, Mr. Michael Mondo. fantastic. Nacho Varga, Better Call Saul. He's just he can really play that unhinged role really really well. But then kind of settle back kind of at those times of need. But I just want to see him in more things because he's just fantastic. And I just recently finished Better Call Saul, so a little bit of recency bias on that. But he's absolutely talented. So get him in there.
Great pick.
Yeah, get him out of the MCU jail he's been in for the last few years.
Yeah, that's
I forget.
Yeah. But next, I think now we have some of the 5 Indicate members coming up. Show Shift. Okay. All right.
I knew this was gonna be freaking fascist. I love that.
So for Shift, you need someone punchable, and MGK really fits that bill. If you want someone that the audience isn't gonna like and that's gonna get Megan Fox and her fans, and no, I just picked him just because like Guy isn't that likable, and like Guy, he's someone that like switched lives too. Like he used to do rap, and then Eminem like obliterated him, and now he makes pop music that I kind of like. But yeah, I don't know what Colton's acting is like, or is his name Colton? It's something like that. I would just pick him for sure because I think he would, if you need someone to give you the douche chills, Machine Gun Kelly. That's all.
He was in Bird Box.
What?
Yeah, he was stuck in the one house, I believe. Yeah, I actually have seen him in there. Yeah, they were all trapped. Like there was a bunch of these different characters trapped in this one house.
Yeah, he is.
And he was just banging this one chick this whole time in the house. That was it.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
He was also in Jackass Forever.
Experienced.
Yeah. Jackass 4, big acting chops there. So yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like kind of Zac Efron's like born to play Shift. I really do. I feel like he has that energy. He hasn't played a superhero for whatever reason. Like, and I feel like he'd always have made a good Booster Gold. So I don't know like why. Like I don't know. I just feel like he'd be such a good. He's a good
pick. He's too roided out right now doing that wrestler movie in December.
Yeah, but like, did you see the picture Kyle posted today? He's like, look at Shift's abs, and he's just like built like a fucking sculpture, dude. So I think it works honestly, because like you want Shift because he's like fucking doing intense movements and like basically parkour and shit, right? So you want it to be someone super fit, but also can do that douchebag like essence. I feel like like. Maybe a really young, like back Dazed and Confused days, like Matthew McConaughey would have been like a really good Shift too. But I don't know why. Like Zac Efron, bro, I feel like he could pull it off well. So.
Good pick.
Yeah.
I like it.
I thought the same thing, but for Ryan Reynolds, I think we can all agree Ryan Reynolds. We've seen him be like that snarky, douchey guy, and then on top of it, with Deadpool being a mercenary, playing with swords and that kind of stuff. So I don't know. For me, I think Ryan Reynolds would be the perfect Shift. He can even have his own Screen Rating Black Screen Masterverse. You can just have a Shift Ryan Reynolds TV show or movie, and it'll be awesome.
That'll be good.
Cool. So yeah, I think you guys went a little bit older than I did, but not too much. I went with Dacre Montgomery, and I've pretty much only seen him in Stranger Things, but he's in Power Rangers too, I believe, right? But yeah, this guy, he is like I don't know how to start. Like he can literally be like the calmest guy on screen at times. He can switch to the scariest guy on screen at times. He can be
Shift, if you will.
There you go. He's that heartthrob that you need for Shift. I see him kind of as that heartthrob, like that calm guy, but he's just like very calculated and unpredictable. Like you don't really know what's going on. So I don't know. I just think he can really just bring like a complex, like a very like I don't know, a complexity to Shift that really I think is meant for that character. And yeah, he can be funny as well. So yeah, I just that's my pick, Dacre Montgomery.
I had him picked for something as well, but then I switched off. But I did have him picked for something because I do think he's like perfect, like that age. He's really good. So yeah,
he's talented, man. He's talented.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna keep seeing villains. So I'm not entirely, like I said, I don't know what the order is, but we'll see. So Kieran, okay. Oh yeah, this was the craziest one because I thought they were all good picks, but they were all so different, right? Like, they were all
different.
Yeah, like
for real. And I honestly, just real quick, I love all four of them.
Yeah, me
he's
too.
Like we haven't seen much of, right? Like we don't know much about him. We don't really know. Yeah, we don't know
Tony Shalhoub?
What he's about.
It is. It's Mark, isn't it? Yeah, no, that's lit. I just like saying Shalhoub. Anyways, so my pick. I don't know if you guys saw this show. It was like 3 years ago. It was on Amazon. It was called Utopia, and it came out during like COVID, and it was very conspiratorial. It was like very close to it, and it was really weird. It was a good show, and this character really sticks with you. If you've seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. And something happens with a Comic Con that's like really messed up. But this guy really does like the creepy, I know what's going on vibe really well. His name is Christopher Denham. I've only seen him in that, and if I had to pick a Kieran pick, and fun fact, the other pick I was thinking of was a little inspired casting would have been Patton Oswalt, because Patton kind of like
Cool.
is good at like, no, he's a lot different than Kieran physically, but I just feel like having a guy that knows stuff and not being too Cecily, I thought that'd be interesting. But yeah, that's my pick.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I picked what's his name? Aidan Gillen. I just feel like, he played Littlefinger in Game of Thrones. He's just weird, man. He's just fucking creepy. So I just felt like, you know what? He'd look good with a scar playing a creep, and even if he's on the good side, like he'd still be creepy. So I don't know. I just thought it worked.
Yeah, for me, I picked Tony Shalhoub because I love Monk. That was like one of those things I watched with my dad all the time growing up. And when I was brainstorming people for actors, Bash is losing it up there. When I was brainstorming people for Kieran, I was just browsing through a list of actors, and the moment I saw him, I was like, that's Kieran to me. I could just see him in that stupid little suit with the vest coming up, thinking he owns everything. And yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. But the one I'm most excited for is Charlie's. So why don't you go ahead, Charlie?
Love it. Yeah, I see. I see Owen likes my pick too. So love that. But yeah, Greg's right too. Like this pick really, like we'll see more after Catalyst War. Kind of in his role in there. Like this could really sway these picks one way or the other. Like we just don't know that much about Kieran right now. I just think Tobey Maguire would be perfect for this role. Right away, Kieran. I don't know. I was picturing him, and you know what I actually pictured was him from Babylon, if anyone's seen that. He's like a super greasy guy. He's got this slick back hair, and he just looks like a super grease ball. You add a scar on that, I think this guy's amazing. You can add the meme potential in there, like Owen said. So you just got a lot of great stuff, and who doesn't like Tobey Maguire? So gotta throw him in there.
I like that pick. Like honestly, like we've seen how Toby interacts with the paparazzi, right? Like he could get vicious. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But like
No,
he could.
I
He
think he
actually,
could
that's a good
actually
pick.
kill this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Who's next?
You're
I
muted.
think
You're
you're
muted,
muted.
I was just gonna say I love all four picks. They're honestly all really cool. They're all like, yeah, they could all work. So yeah, very cool. Radiant Black, Marshall.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so this was really interesting because I think they're all really, really good picks. Like I actually had Joe Keery like as one of the Radiant Blacks, but I just feel like I've seen him in so many movies, and I feel like he's too nice. He's like he can't pull off an asshole in my opinion. Like he's just too nice. Like I can't see him like yelling at kids and telling them to go fuck themselves. Like you know what I mean?
I don't know. I disagree. I disagree.
Like, I just can't, bro.
I really, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I disagree.
I'll
Stranger Things season. I'll let Charlie defend this since it's your pick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll just say I think the early parts of Stranger Things, and that's kind of the most what I've seen him in. Like he is a dick to these kids before he really knows them and stuff. Like before he really like gets to know them that well. But I just think like. I don't know. I think maybe it's in his face, but just his persona, he gives me those Marshall vibes. I think he could, like, just his character, Steve Harrington, he kind of just does like dumb shit like Marshall does all the time, and I could see him doing these Marshall School of Business ideas, and I just see him as a goofball. And I think he's a versatile actor too. Like he could, like Marshall has like those very like big deep moments in existence and stuff like that. And this guy he can kill that. And yeah, I think that was definitely the first one that went to my mind. So yeah, I'll go with Mr. Joe Keery.
That's an interesting pick. I can see it. I went with Dylan O'Brien. I almost went full Riverdale and picked Jughead there, picked one of the Sprouse brothers, but I didn't. I went with Dylan O'Brien. To me, like I feel like this. I like the first Maze Runner movie. I feel like he would have been like a cool Nightwing and stuff like that. I feel like he could get his due, and I think he could do Marshall. Like I've seen him do. Does a cover of Peaches on Curb Enthusiasm, and I thought that was pretty wild. I like the actor, and I think that he has like a look similar to Marshall, and I think he could pull that kind of like business minded guy kind of doing it. But yeah, that's my pick. I kind of got whiplash from yours, Bash. Let's hear it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like Miles Teller is like if you've seen a lot of his movies, he's such a good actor. Like he does all the roles. You know, if you've seen Project X, like I feel like that's where I think Marshall like really comes from. I feel like that character he was playing really like a lot like Marshall. And then I see him over time, like there's a lot of more serious characters he's played. So he has that versatility in terms of showing the range at like Marshall's rage, you know, lack of father, all that stuff.
Plus, we see
I
him
feel
play
like
Rooster, right, without his
yeah,
dad in Top Gun too. So he's right there.
exactly. So, and people like, I feel like he's becoming way more mainstream now because of Top Gun, whereas like before he wasn't getting like the huge roles like now. So
It was like an
I don't know.
A-lister, right? Top Gun really
Yeah,
pushed
yeah,
him.
really pushed him up there. Yeah, so I just feel like he's a really good actor. He's in the right age range, maybe like 2 years, 3 years too old, but he still looks young. Like he doesn't look old. So I feel like I don't know, and he's also like he's built pretty well. So maybe he'd have to lose some muscle. It's like that's the thing. That was the weird thing. Is just like he's tall and he's pretty like strong. So maybe he'd have to like slim down a little bit to look more like Marshall. But I feel like he embodies that, like he could pull off that like 30-year-old washed, like kind of like sucking at life in his own way well, you know?
Yeah. I could see it.
Yeah.
Love
that.
So
did you guys
yeah, go ahead.
Actually, real quick, were you guys thinking of Nathan at all while incorporating this, like while casting this?
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
I did.
Yeah.
I thought about them, like I casted them both at the same time. So for me, I ended up with Cole Sprouse. I actually had Miles Taylor as like my third choice, and my second one I believe was Joseph Gordon-Levitt for Marshall, but I think he might have been too old. That's why I went with. Actually, no. Sorry. That's a spoiler. I wanted to go with Jake Johnson, which was funny because Matt posted a
we'll
meme in the chat about Jake Johnson. I think Jake Johnson, he was like
the picks for the officers are so much better than they have any right to be. Like it's crazy. Like everyone picked the best picks for the officers. Like fuck man. I'm sorry.
No, I think Jake Johnson, if he was about 10 years younger, he would have made a perfect Marshall. But I ended up going the Riverdale Jughead route with Cole Sprouse. I think we've seen him, you know, be crazy, be calm. We've seen him be Marshall essentially, and the fact that he grew up a Disney kid, I think that'll fit with Marshall a lot too.
Nice. No, definitely I had it in mind. I think he could actually be like a good Marshall if they give him like, you know, give him some time and like the script. Yeah. I think he could kill it.
Yeah, I liked all these picks to be honest. Like
Me too.
Now that I think about it, like the Joe one works a little bit well. He could probably be like being a little bit meaner.
He just has to have he's just got to keep the shorter hair because when he gets that longer hair, it's super crazy.
Super Saiyan-y, yeah.
Keep it short. Yeah. That's why I picked that picture. But yeah, love it.
Yeah. So coming up next is Radiant Black Nathan.
Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So
this one.
Yeah.
I like this one. I like this one a lot. And yeah, I was really thinking for me personally, like of the Marshall and Nathan dynamic here. And I just think the way Steve Harrington can go off any character, especially the way Jack Quaid can, they're both super talented, but this guy, like the more and more I see him and stuff, I just like, I want to see him more and more. He really hasn't gotten that, like, he's been in superhero stuff, but he's not like cast as a superhero yet. He's Huey, but he really isn't like typecast as that thing yet. He's been doing a lot of voice acting and stuff. He's really passionate for the superhero stuff too. So I actually genuinely think he could be interested in something like this.
He's a nerd's nerd
in the future for sure. Like he is. Yes, he is a nerd's nerd. He's fantastic. He's been Superman. Yeah, he was in the Long Halloween movie recently. He was Alberto Falcone. Yeah, he's amazing, and want to see him in more. And I just picture him and his kind of his Huey mode and the calmness he brings as Nathan. So yeah, that's why I went with that.
Yeah. I think Huey is a bit of a cuck, and so like Nathan gets cucked, so I think it works out well. Like I'm just being real. Like if you read the comic, you watch the show. Like
I was worried that Charlie said banging earlier, but we're dropping cuck bombs now. Oh.
No, but like, I do love Huey a lot, like as a character. Yeah. I do think this is like the perfect cast for Nathan because this one took me the longest, and I was like, you know what? Once I thought about it, I was like, yeah, he's perfect for Nathan. I do think everyone had really good choices for this one, but I just think there's something about Jack Wade that has like that Nathan X factor. Like he really is. Like I could see him like writing and fucking up and
he's
like
31, right? Or he's
yeah.
he's
being like
great age.
Or being like, oh shit, you stole my superpower. All right, well, that's kind of awkward. Whatever.
The JJ picks are so funny. So I'm like, when we get there, like, it's gonna be me.
My JJ pick is gonna send this whole thing off the
like no, me and you picked some funny ones. Like I think people are gonna yeah. So Eddie, you're next.
I picked Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I'll say Nathan was the hardest for me to cast. Like Marshall was difficult, but it was a lot easier than Nathan. I ended up going with Joseph Gordon-Levitt because I think he can both be like the calm version of Nathan, and then I'm projecting here in the future the version of Nathan that will eventually lose it. I think he could do both. I will say though, he was not my first pick. My first pick was Topher Grace. I think Topher Grace would have made a fantastic Nathan if he was again just a little bit younger.
That'd be wild. That'd be good.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Also, I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for not even considering Jack Quaid because I think my new pick would be Jack Quaid.
I don't know what it was, but just thinking of Jack Quaid, there was just something that didn't sit right with me. I was like, I don't know, it's almost too obvious in a way. I don't know why I was thinking that. I went to 5 different people. Like I kept switching and I was like, no, I think Jack Quaid would be better. And I kept going back to Jack Quaid. I'm like, nah, that's the guy.
Yeah, no, I didn't even consider him. Like not at all. So I'm glad you guys put him up there. I like it a lot.
Yeah, so I went with KJ Appa there. I think he's got like the hair. Like I've seen him. I don't know if his hair is like more like red in that photo or not, but like I've seen him with like brown hair, and it kind of looks more like Nathan's hair. And I feel like facially, like I don't know, he's got like a hell of a jaw on him, so I don't know. It makes like more Chad than Nathan, right? So it's like gonna be tough.
He's gonna be having liftoffs with Wendell over there for sure. They're gonna be.
Yeah, but I feel like if we want,
he's great. He's great.
Yeah, if we want eyes on it, get a good looking cast, or Jack Quaid, I feel like is like super trendy now, and he could like anybody on this cast list is like, this is a strong cast. But yeah, I feel like he's a good pick. Just
expensive
look,
cast.
yeah, definitely. I just feel like he's got the look, and that's why I picked him. Nathan was really hard to cast. Like I really went for people that like looked like them, but I should have just focused on other stuff, I guess. But yeah, that's my pick.
Nothing's too expensive for the Bank of Existence. I'm just saying.
That's true. That's true.
The MK Bank.
Exactly. So wait, I think from now on, like forward, we still have a few characters, but I think a lot of them are like pretty funny picks. Like funny, but like really good. Like they're actually really well done. So this is where it gets fun. But I was being honest when I was telling everyone we didn't really like pick Kathy. I think we played out the joke a lot. Maybe we'll obviously come back to Kathy in the future. We can never abandon her. But
I'll tell you guys my Kathy pick at the end.
Yeah, there you go. Please. There you go. Bonus. All right. It's a bonus Basuto for you. That's what Matt used to call it.
I almost cast a Basuto. I was going to do like man waiting in hallway and like Michael Basuto, but I chose not to.
Oh my God. I'm sorry, Michael. If you see this, I'm sorry. All right. So Mecca, Riley. Yeah. So some of these, I think we may have forgotten one. Everyone had one where they forgot. So it's all good. But I put up the ones that were cast anyway. At this point, I want to say I love all the casts because they're all great. And yeah, this is going to be an expensive cast, but fuck it. If Invincible did it, man, we're going to do it. We're going to go hard. So yeah, I went with Aaron Taylor Johnson. I don't know. I just felt like Riley, he's kind of like bearded, a little bit like more,
scruffy.
Like, I don't know, scruffy. Yeah. Like I just feel like Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's still relatively like in that age range. It would be cool to see him as Riley, casting some, well-known faces. And I feel like he's a really good actor, honestly. So I could see him pulling it off really well. Riley's a fun character to have on the side, but also something that he has his moments. So yeah.
Yeah. Great. Yeah. No, I like that. Now I went with Wilson Bethel here. And kind of my thought process. So actually for people who don't know, this is Bullseye from Daredevil, obviously. And for me, I just I was thinking about someone who would go super unhinged when his brother dies. That's kind of my thought process with this character. And I don't think I've ever seen someone more unhinged on screen than this guy when he's playing Bullseye in Daredevil season 3. He's fantastic, and I don't think I've ever seen him since. But he's also like, he's not only crazy, but we saw it at the beginning, kind of like he was a very calm and collected individual who just kind of got warped by all these unfortunate circumstances. So I think he could really kind of kill that. And it was a similar character to Riley, a little more extreme. But yeah, I think he could kill this role for sure.
I kind of went on the same like thinking path as you, where I wanted someone who I know can like show that experience of loss and then grief and getting slowly unhinged because of all the shit that's happening to them. That's kind of why I picked Josh, right? It's Josh, right?
Yeah, Josh Hutcherson.
Yeah. That's why I picked him. I mostly know
Five
him
Nights at
for
Freddy's.
well, he was in that movie. I didn't see that movie yet.
Yeah,
but,
he was starting it. I just saw it.
Yeah, I mostly know from the Hunger Games, and shout out to anybody who knows Bridge to Terabithia, right? Wasn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
That ending
Yeah,
pissed me
great
off as a
movie.
kid to that movie.
Yeah. It pissed
He's
me off.
he's an old favorite of mine, so I figured why not include him.
Fair.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
I didn't have a pick for Riley. Riley and Jace are the ones that kind of get like lost in the shuffle for me the most. Like they're not as prominent as Kathy, and they don't have as much like meat to the bone. But yeah, it's my
I
bad.
put your Jace pick. I put it up. It's so funny. So I think we'll get to it soon.
Fair. Okay.
But yeah, it's great. I liked all these picks. I actually considered Josh Hutcherson for like one of the Radiant Blacks for a minute, but then
Yeah,
I was
me too. I considered him for Nathan for a little bit.
He's too short.
I cut him off early. I cut him off too early. Yeah.
Yeah, for Radiant Black, I think he's too short. But yeah, I still enjoy these. So Jace, okay, yeah. I actually love all of these picks. I love them all. They're all amazing. I swear to God. This is where it gets fucking wild because it's like everyone just picked all these just hilarious picks. So I'm just saying. Yeah, I went with Anthony Carrigan. I don't know, man. If you've seen him in like things like Barry, if you've seen him in Gotham, he's just great. Like he plays this kind of role really well. And I feel like he would bring levity and like a lot of seriousness to Jace. Just remember what happens to Jace. He becomes the monster supermassive. So he has a bit of a tragic ending, right? So I kind of want to see Carrigan just play that role for a little bit. And he is metamorpho after all. So it kind of works out, right?
Yeah, that's great. Speaking of tragic, this guy, Sir Theon Greyjoy, Albie Allen, he's been through tragedy like no one else. Reek, yeah, he's been through the gutter.
Not just John that, Wick, his sister made a song about him like being a loser too. Lily Allen's his sister, and she wrote a song about it being a loser. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, but no, I think first of all, I think his dynamic with Wilson Bethel could be pretty great. Like he's just kind of he's one of those guys who are just fun to watch on screen. Like he's a funny guy, but you kind of just like, I don't know, you feel bad for him in a way. Well, I don't really know how to explain him. But he's fantastic, and I think he's kind of not a disposable character, but a character you can just come in there, be funny for a little bit, and yeah, I think he could do the job.
So just so you guys, this is I just picked like Jace because like this is the guy he's based on, like the character from Comic Source, right? Like I'm like, why don't you just get the guy that
wait, really?
Yeah. I literally just said like Bash, like do the dudes they're based on. But I mean, acting's easy, right? Just walk on and do the
that's Jace from the Comic Source. That's a comic comic review. Bro, you know how hard it was to find a picture of this dude? Oh my God, dude. I laughed so hard.
A+ for authenticity.
We got his headshot.
That's authentic. That's beautiful.
Yeah, if he's not busy and they're shooting, fuck it.
Love it.
But let's go with McLovin. Let's go.
Okay, yeah. McLovin. I mean, what else do I need to say? I was kind of thinking the same as Charlie. It's a smallish role, come in there, make your mark on screen, be funny. Who, McLovin?
Yeah.
That would have been
Christopher
funny.
Mintz. That would have been funny. It's. I mean, just imagine him bald and being a little shit. That's all I need to say. It'll be perfect.
Yeah,
true. Snyder should have picked him for Lex Luthor for Justice League. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. No, good picks for Jace. I think mine's the most accurate personally, but whatever.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think it's hard to beat that one. Love it.
All right, guys. Who's next? Doppler. Okay. By the way, I loved all these picks. These were all amazing picks. Probably one of the best casts here so far, in my opinion.
Okay.
But yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I got May Kalamaui. I only know her from Moon Knight as Layla, And this was a different one because, yeah, although she's a villain, I almost tried to cast the most innocent person possible, as someone who would like as literally just a teacher who would be twisted by all these unfortunate things she's going through and really just gets desperate and kind of goes to the bad side and goes with a bad group. So I think like as Layla as a character, we've seen her be really sweet and innocent, but we just haven't seen her in a lot, so I think it would be cool to kind of dive more into that side. But also I think she would have I actually did take into account she would have that good chemistry with Dacre Montgomery, kind of that shift Doppler dynamic there. So yeah, I think that's my pick and want to see her in more things. Oh, yeah, you're muted there, Ali.
I think sometimes so far I feel like we've been thinking the same way for a lot of the castings, but we
I
reached
love
different
your
conclusions.
pick. I love your pick too. I love.
So I picked Zazie Beetz for the same reason, because I think she can play the innocent professor who's trying to get her life together, turned around with Shift, and we know she has good chemistry with Ryan Reynolds, which was my pick for Shift.
Okay, good call. I like
from
that.
From Deadpool 2, obviously. So I think that'll work great. But I just want to say all four of these I think would be pretty cool to see.
We got the curly hair there too. We're we're sticking with that mode. We love that.
Yeah.
So I think my other cast might have been better or just as good. I had Alia Shawkat, the girl from Arrested Development.
Maybe Funke.
Yeah,
Cool.
maybe Funke. That's who I had originally as Anya Ranya, but she's still young, like pretty young. She's 34, so it's like I wanted to cast someone a little bit older. Tatiana Maslany, I think, is really just a fantastic actor. I think she could do anything, honestly. So I really could see her pull off Anya pretty well. I think she's shown like a She-Hulk, she can play two sides of two different characters. So yeah, I would love to see her as Anya. But again, I think all these picks are amazing. So yeah.
So for me, here's the secret sauce. I was like, okay, I have no idea how I'm gonna find the right actress for this. So I was like, Scarlet Witch fan cast is what I looked at, because I thought she kind of has the almost like Romani kind of look to her. I don't exactly know her background, but I found this actress that I haven't seen anything, but I just felt looked like she would be great. The role name is Graziella Branscusi or something like that. I don't know, but no, I think that the hair, right? You want to have like big hair for Sonya. She's got that like voluminous hair and stuff like that. I think all these picks are pretty great across the board. But yeah, that's my pick.
Well, if you're talking about the hair, I think we all nailed the hair part at least. All the curly big hair. Yeah, love it, guys.
Yeah, good job. So next, maybe is another villain. We'll see. Brayden. Oh, it is a villain. Again, I think all these picks for Brayden were amazing, but I don't know why. Like, I think Matt's the one that's hardest to sell, but also easiest. Like, there's something that just works about it. Like, like it's almost too good to be. Like, I like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that kind of works. You know what I mean? Like, it just like it does. But yeah, I think these are all amazing. I actually thought about Jacob Elordi for a while, but then I was like, I don't know. He's too young. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I want Braden to be a little bit.
He might be. Yeah, he might be.
But Chase Crawford one's the one that really like that one. Really, I just want to see it. Like, that just sounds
amazing. Especially that looks like a great.
It's that I think it's the picture I grabbed too. It really sells it with the unbuttoned, right? It's the unbuttoned shirt. But
not enough though. Not enough.
No, yeah, not enough. The biggest douchebag on television is the
from the OC. Is that what he was in?
He's the boys. What? He's deep.
The boys. He's the
deep.
Yeah.
He's
the Aquaman.
So man, this guy, every time he's on screen, he cracks me up. He was my first pick for Sheer. Until I learned about this Brayden character and wanted to see him even more douchey in his element, right? He's just fantastic. He does it in a funny way. But yeah, I honestly can't picture anyone else as Brayden. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Mr. Chase Crawford.
Cool. Again, he was one of my top two. It was between Jacob and Chase for me for Brayden. I think I ended up going with Jacob because he was Australian. And Brayden is Australian, right? I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure either Australian or English, something like that. Yeah. He has an accent.
Either way, Jacob plays the biggest douchebag in Euphoria, and I could definitely see him with a super open, unbuttoned shirt, just boiling Nathan's blood slowly but surely.
Fair.
Love it.
I went with everyone knows we've all seen the Spider-Man movies, the MCU ones. I went with Tony Revolori, who I think is like perfect at playing that. Like, you know, he's selling a book about being Peter's best friend, like with the Flashpoint book. So like they're screwing over DC who are doing the Flashpoint series. You know, like it's just beautiful. He's so good at like pretending being that kind of guy that's like, oh yeah, I know this. Like not using any of his own talents, just benefiting off the talents of others. I feel like he could nail that role. And I don't know if like visually lines up, like he's a bit smaller, which would make it even more douchey. Where it's like this power where like you kind of want to knock him out, but you can't because you look like even more of a jackass, even though he's the real, you know, terror. So like that's my pick. And I didn't think about it until we were doing this exercise, and like I kind of want to see that casting now, and I think he would do a great job. Oh, he's great in The Servant too. That's a great show, and he's good in that.
I think that's a pretty good casting. I would have never seen that coming, Matt. I love it.
Yeah, I picked Liam Hemsworth just because I think he kind of looks like Braden. I feel like I thought about who would you want with like an unbuttoned shirt, like not hitting on your girl like that with sangria, and I was just like, imagine Liam Hemsworth doing that. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's pretty big, he's obviously really good looking, and he's still like in that age. I feel like he's the kind of guy that would make Nathan feel, you know, less worthy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I just felt like in that, yeah.
With the Miley Cyrus divorce too, and like all the heat he kind of gets, where it's like, you know, the room, all the drama there. I feel like he maybe he's born to play it. He could step out of, you know, his brother's shadow and finally be the biggest douche on film ever.
Yeah. Plus also, just wanted to add like Chase Crawford and Jack Quaid. Like they haven't shared a lot of screen time on The Boys, but like I think that would be a super fun dynamic. Those two just having more act, and yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, I absolutely love that.
Yeah, who knows what depths he would sink to as Braden.
great picks all around, and we can't wait to see. We're getting close to the end here, but we still got some tricks up our sleeves. So, Mr. Burnett. Okay, I think these are all amazing. I tried hard to keep it. You know who I originally cast as Mr. Burnett? I had Fraser. I had Kelsey Grammer originally, but then I was like, you know what? He's a little bit too old. I wanted someone a little bit younger, but I loved all these picks because I think they would all. When I saw these, I was like, I kind of want to see all of these as Mr. Burnett, like at some different point. You know, they're all great. But
yeah. So this one might be a little. Oh no, you're going first, Charlie. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go first. Mr. Brendan Fraser here. He's a guy who's literally like, to me, he's one of the elite fathers in Hollywood for television, right? Like for me, he really made me feel for a robot. Like he was literally just this big ass robot. He was voice acting through it, and he made you feel he was chasing after his daughter and just like reconnecting that kind of relationship. And like just the way he, like when he gets with her, the way he comforts her. And I just think he could really do those Mr. Burnett speeches really well. He could kill all that. We know how fantastic of an actor he was. I don't know if anyone's seen The Whale, but man, can't say enough about that. But yeah, elite actor, and I'm glad he's back doing stuff in Hollywood, and just wanted to see him in more stuff. So yeah, Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, from would-be Firefly to the real deal. Here's the real Firefly. Let's hear your pick.
Love it.
This one's a little biased because I've been binging Modern Family for the last like 2 months, and I think Phil Dunphy is one of the best TV dads ever. I think he would be the great voice for Nathan. You know, put him on the right track, do the serial together and all that stuff. So yeah, what was your name? Ted Burrell, right?
Ty Burrell.
Ty Burrell.
He's great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome picks. Yeah, I went with Greg Kinnear. I just feel like he would get that, like the perfect balance of like funny but also serious. I think that's important with someone like Mr. Burnett. Like you want to be funny because he's like talking about raisins and discounts, and he's like that old man vibe, right? But he's also like very serious because he's always like nagging Nathan to be like, you know, gotta go get a job, gotta stay on top of your shit. You're living under my roof. So I feel like he'd have that good balance, and he's not like way too old. But yeah, I feel like again, all of these guys would bring something different to Mr. Burnett, but would be equally like just awesome. So yeah.
Yeah, my pick, Michael Keaton might be the oldest of the picks here, but
I was actually tossing up between Fraser and Keaton.
He's got the hairline.
He's great.
Look at Papa Burnett and tell me you don't see Michael Keaton,
He's
right?
so
Like,
good.
And I think you could easily go from spaghetti to oatmeal. I think that transition's an easy one to make from your superhero properties. No, I think that he could definitely do that wise role. We're used to him being like more sinister and stuff like that, or more like deceptive. It'd be cool to see him just be like the guy that's there for you in the the small bursts and stuff like that. So I think Michael Keaton would nail it. It's not a character with wings though, so we can't say for sure if he would nail it, but I think he'd do a good job.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see him play like a wholesome father, because like you said, we mostly see him, be like a badass or sinister at least.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No,
Gosling.
I actually thought about Ryan Gosling, but I'm just like, I don't know. Would he could actually? That would be a really good shift. Yeah, but
for listeners, Kyle Higgins just said no one went for Gosling for Shift, which we know where his heart lies as far as casting choices goes. That's interesting.
And that is true.
I don't know why I went
with Dave right away, but yeah, no, that's a great one. I honestly don't picture Shift as like, I don't know, maybe it's just because Barbie's passed, but I don't picture him as like that goofy. And I know Ryan Gosling can do everything, right? Like he's just so talented. He's so talented. So yeah, that's a great pick. But I just have Ken in my head right now. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
If we get all our geese in a row, Gosling would be a good pick.
That's great.
If I had recently rewatched Blade Runner 2049, I probably would have said Gosling.
Yes.
So Mrs. Burnett, I feel like we've talked about. I think I've at least mentioned. I think Matt might have too. Of us like saying Susan Sarandon would have been a good pick. I actually had Sandra Bullock on my mind, but I think she's like, I don't know, she's too pretty.
Jesus,
you know, like she looks really young. She's very
honestly,
pretty still.
I was thinking that, and I didn't know she's 69 years old.
No way.
Which is crazy. Yeah, which is crazy.
Holy fuck. Yeah, no, she
that actually is crazy.
I won't skip ahead.
What's the woman who played Aunt May? I considered her
Marissa Tomei. That's my Kathy pick. Leave that alone. That's my Kathy pick. I'm not joking.
No spoilers.
So I considered her, but I then felt like, you know what, Susan Sarandon just feels. I even considered like Kristen Davis, but then I was like, something about Susan Sarandon like feels right, so I went with Susan Sarandon.
Yeah, same. Mrs. Burnett hasn't been like too prevalent in the series, right? But like I think Susan Sarandon, that's the pick I went with. She was hard, it didn't pop out like Michael Keaton, but yeah, I think Susan Sarandon would nail it.
I just want to say, guys, I did not pick one for this. Kind of stumped me, but so far, the budget for this movie TV show is gonna break records. Like A-listers and every goddamn role. It's gonna be crazy.
I hope the Bat Bomb sold well. Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, but yeah, no, I think for I do completely get Bash's arguments for sure. She kind of just like she sticks out like a sore thumb in a good way.
She does.
We'll say that. So she I think you could age her up a little bit, but she is 69 years old, so you can't fault her for just looking great for her age. She is that age. She's a fantastic actor. Again, kind of recency bias, I just watched Bird Box. Her literally just protecting her children the entire movie, and just like seeing what she can do as a mother, and just how much she can care and stuff, and put that on display. I think she'll kill that, and I think even the scenes where kind of the Burnetts go a little haywire on Marshall and stuff, like they're mad that he's been gone, like at the hospital, and he comes back and sees her, and he's like, "Where have you been?" Like she can kill stuff like that. So yeah, super talented Sandra Bullock. I think her and Brendan Fraser would be fantastic together. So put her on there.
Yeah, definitely. 001. Yeah, I thought these were all really good. I will say I was really surprised that nobody said Keanu Reeves. Like that, I was expecting some. Like I was like, I think someone's gonna say Keanu Reeves for 001, but nobody did. That would really, like, we were talking about budget, but yeah, everyone went with super expensive people anyway, so not like it mattered. Yeah, I went with Michael Fassbender. I really based it on him playing David from like the
Prometheus,
and all that stuff. Like I really enjoyed like his take on it, and I was like, you know what, I want to see him with dual blade, beard, like super jacked, just like in existence, like being a guide, fighting robots and shit, doing whatever, like just talking in that weird way. I kind of think it would work. But then I looked at everyone else's casting, and I was like, I think these would all like bring something really cool and different. Especially like Mads Mikkelsen. I was like, you know what, that would be pretty cool.
That's a really cool one.
That's my
That's a
favorite
really
pick I
cool
made.
one.
Yeah.
Because I honestly like I don't know why I was thinking a certain age, but I guess like who knows how old
We
this
don't
guy
know,
is,
right?
001 is, right? So like yeah, there's no really age limit to this character. So yeah, no, that's actually a really great pick there. I went with Boyd Holbrook here. And I've like recently pretty much I'm most familiar with him obviously in the Sandman he was just in as the Corinthian. Creepy eyes. He had the little teeth eyes. He was a creepy dude on there. But he was more of a villain on that show. But I think what he did on there really sold me on him as 001, just kind of the mystery he brings. And I think I could just see him with a ponytail and that in that whole shift getup. And he's a badass, so he can do all those. He can do all the stunts and stuff you need. And I think he could be great. And yeah, we got Kyle Higgins for Braden. That could be an interesting one. If he's up for it, that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah.
Inspired.
Yeah, I picked Javier Bardem because kind of like you said with 001, I feel like his age is very ambiguous. I feel like you could pick an older character, an older actor, younger, whatever. And Javier Bardem has been acting for a long time. The most recent movie I saw him in was Little Mermaid, but he's been No Country for Old Men, Pirates of the Caribbean. So I think he would make a really good shift. Not shift. 001.
And the collector's similar kind of deal where you're kind of just like everything, you have all the knowledge in your head, right? Yeah,
right. It's like that knowledge.
Wasn't he the villain in Skyfall too?
Yes, he was in Skyfall as well.
He was really creepy in that movie. Yeah,
he is, and I feel like 001 has that kind of like mysterious vibe around him. Like he knows way more than everybody else. He knows way more than us. So yeah, that's my pick for 001. I want to say too, I really like Mads Mikkelsen. I think that would be pretty cool as well.
Kyle says Boyd would be a great shift too.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I agree.
I picked Mads because like Mads Mikkelsen has like a presence and like a look to him. Like he's really great at like Casino Royale. He's an iconic Bond villain in my eyes. Like he's got that look. He's got that like wisdom in his eyes. Like he always knows more than you. And especially with that facial hair, like that photo specifically, like if you just add like a man bun, the gray hair, the beard, and everything like that, like you just get the the blue makeup going, and I feel like he'd be a really cool 001.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're getting really close towards the end. There might be 2 or 3 left. So here it's like where it gets really fucking silly. So I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. It gets really silly, but we had fun with these. So
good thing the creator's not here or anything.
Oh, this is real quick. What Owen said is pretty interesting here.
I love Matt's pick.
I mean, we go from a JJ to LL. Lilo is known for Wild and Out, and I feel like JJ's arc, like lately, when they went to LA, like that changed how I see JJ. Because like JJ, I was like, wow, maybe they're like star-crossed lovers, never worked out. But yeah, that was wild, and I feel like partying the sangria JJ, I feel like Lilo could just like kill it. So yeah.
All right, I picked Haley Steinfeld. Again, this is kind of a bias pick. I wasn't really sure. JJ was kind of difficult to cast. But I feel like she could play both ways, whether being with Braden or being with Nathan. I think it'd be pretty cool either way. I also, I just want to highlight one of Owen's comments. He said Daniel Diniculo mentioned his visual reference for Shift was Brandon Urie from Panic at the Disco.
Cool.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I went with Brie Larson. I just feel like she's an extremely talented actor, like Academy Award winner. We've seen her play so many roles. Right now, I'm watching we just started watching the chemistry show. I forget what it's called. That she's really good in that. Really good as Captain Marvel. Yeah. People love to hate her for whatever reason. So I feel like playing JJ, she can both like show off her acting chops and then give people a reason really to hate her for real. So like, yeah, it'd just be fun seeing her opposite like that, like Nathan kind of doing, like vexing away. But yeah.
Yeah, that's great. We went with Caitlin Deaver on this one, and I don't know if anyone's familiar with her, but I've actually only seen her in one thing, and it is No One Will Save You. It's recent. I believe it's a Hulu exclusive. horror movie that just came out about like aliens invading Earth and
Mm.
like just to her house. She's literally like the only character in the movie, or like one of the main people in the movie. And the work she did in that, she might only have a handful of lines, which is pretty crazy just because she's by herself most of the time. But the performance she puts on in this movie, I'm just biased. I want to see her in more things. She's fantastically talented. I think I think she's in talks right now. I've heard some chatter. She might be playing Abby in Last of Us season 2. So that could be cool. So yeah, she's fantastic. I didn't really go with someone who is like, because I know JJ, yeah, she kind of gives us, she rubs us the wrong way. I know for me personally, like she just, I don't know, she doesn't always have
but she rubs Brayden the right way. So.
Yeah, that is true. She doesn't have bad intentions, but she really fucks Nathan over, and yeah, just isn't great for him. So I just kind of went with someone more innocent, who's just a great actress. So cool. Caitlin Dever.
How do I?
You just add them and then you put their username.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea.
Like what Owen just did. Yeah,
I love Matt's pick though. That's great.
Yeah, Matt's pick made me laugh so hard. I was like, I can't wait to see everyone's reaction to that one.
I spent hours looking through redheads in Hollywood, and eventually, no, just kidding. But like Lindsay would be great, and she's not in Mean Girls, so she's got time.
Yeah, no, definitely. I thought it was great. Okay, so I think it's one of the officers next. Oh no, it's Colossal. Ooh. So I thought these were all great. I thought Matt's was really cool. Like I just wasn't expecting that, but then I was
seemed like the right choice.
Yeah, it would be pretty awesome. Yeah, if you guys want to take it,
I like all these picks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I like.
Yeah, I was thinking of voice actors, and I couldn't think of really any. Like I was thinking of like kind of the big ones, like Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen, but I just thought maybe people would have done something like that. I don't know. I wanted to switch it up a little bit. And a movie I watched recently that he was voice acting in, he was Scourge in Transformers, Rise of the Beast, and he was great in that. He was the main villain. So it kind of a voice like that, but what actually sold me on him was behind the scenes, who was like just his behind the scenes and him voicing this character. He has a great voice.
Yeah.
We all know, but when he really exaggerates it and stuff, I think he can do a killer job at Colossal. So that's my pick.
Agreed. I think all four of these would do a great job. I will say my immediate reaction when I thought about the Colossal voice was James Earl Jones, but he's like in his 90s now. So Vin Diesel, we've seen him do it with Iron Giant. We've seen him do it with Groot. Vin Diesel, I think, would do a great Colossal. It might not be the most creative pick, but I think he'll do a great job.
Oh yeah, I went with Peter Cullen. I just feel like my philosophy on this is like we are blessed to have Peter Cullen, and we should use him as much as possible before we no longer have Peter Cullen. Like that. That's just
dude,
like
how great. How real pause, how great was he in Invincible?
Yeah.
Honestly,
oh my god!
Like
I bet Kyle just watches that every day, and he's like, "That's gonna be us in 10 years." When the live action takes off for like 5 years, you know what I mean? Like when it's finally out, like that's gonna be us.
I hope it is too.
I know, I hope so, seriously, because every time I watch Invincible, I'm thinking like, holy shit, it's so good, but then also like, I can't wait for Radiant Black. I can't wait for Radiant Black because they already gave us a taste with the Radiant Black versus Blaze, right?
Yeah, like it was amazing.
Yeah, and it was oh my god, I dream about it still. So yeah, like can you imagine? Like I don't know, that's how I feel watching Invincible. I'm thinking both this is like incredible, and then I'm thinking, oh my god, I can't wait until we see this in Radiant Black. Yeah. So yes.
Yeah. Peter Cullen was wild. Like in Invincible, I was distracted because like everyone was talking normally, like, and then Peter Autobot, Cullen. You're like, it was so it was cool. Like I liked it. It's great that we got it, but it was so heavy.
Yeah, I got distracted too. I was like, oh my god, it's Peter Cullen. Like I was like, everything else got tuned out.
Yeah.
Like it's Peter Cullen.
At first, I honestly felt like he transitioned into it. Like at first, like he like kind of his voices, I was like, oh, this is Optimus Prime. I don't know if I got more used to it, but I felt like he kind of warmed up to it a little bit. Like I don't know, but he was great.
Yeah, I went with Jeffrey Wright. He's amazing in Westworld. He's a really cool Jim Gordon, and he
He's the
voiced the
Watcher,
Watcher.
right?
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
so he's
Yeah.
done voice work, and he's got the voice for it. And it's not just an actor that we cast. We're not doing like Megan Fox in Mortal Kombat. Like he's actually going to do a good job. No shit. Well, yeah, but yeah, like or J.K. Simmons in Mortal Kombat who nailed it. Right. Like you can tell people that you sound like you're like on Valium recording lines, or people that are there to nail it. And Jeffrey Wright has that gravitas, and I feel like it would give a really cool flavor to Colossal, right? But the different robots could have different voices if we really wanted to do like a ton of this. But yeah, I think Jeffrey Wright would be a great pick.
So there you go. That's 4 voice actors for every Colossal.
I just want to apologize in advance to Kyle for our next few picks. Like this man's probably thinking I cast these like nobody cops for like 2 issues, and these guys actually want to cast like real actors as these characters. But like I went for the full meme potential. I'm just saying. So let's go and see. Officer Josh Peters. Okay, so initially I was on the same wavelength as Charlie. I went with the same pick, but then I was like, you know what? I saw a meme potential, and it'll make sense with the next pick. But yeah, I think these are all great. Matt, you want to go with yours first?
I just realized the Brooklyn Nine-Nine of it all, which makes me pretty yeah. It's cool we all got like Wayans brothers and Terry Crews, but yeah, I went with Damon Wayans Jr. It's gonna make a lot more sense when you see my other pick, but like, I mean, who doesn't love the Wayans brothers? They're super fun, and like they bring that cool energy that would be cool with like a Mills and Peters, and they could have a good dynamic with Marshall and Nathan for all the kind of cop stuff. So yeah, went with Damon Wayans Jr.
I went with Terry Crews. I do think these 2 picks that they had are better, but I think this pick with the other pick makes more sense. And I went for the full meme potential, kind of how like Matt did the same thing, and they're both super funny. So that's my rationale. And everyone loves Terry Crews, right? Like so just like have him on screen, right? Like ooh, why not?
Yeah. I went with Marlon Wayans. Absolute talent here. It's a hilarious guy. Actually, for me, I ended up seeing like all those like haunted house movies and stuff like that, even before all like the scary movies and stuff. So I kind of have a soft spot for his comedy. Kind of introduced me to that whole kind of just parody, just comedy side of media. So he's such an awesome dude, and I think he'd be great, and people would get a nice cheer seeing him pull up.
Was he which one of the white chicks dated Terry Crews in the movie? Because he was one of the 2 white chicks too. So like they'd be.
Oh man, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
I forget. I had to bring up white chicks when I had the chance.
He's been great. Yeah, and I should have mentioned that too. White chicks, yeah, no, he's been in some classics. So
yeah,
love him.
Yeah, I loved all these picks, and they all go better with the next pick. So I think this might be final one. We'll see. But Officer Mills,
Andy Samberg.
I went with Andy Samberg just because I wanted the full meme potential. Like since these guys are like throwaway, let's just have them be like super funny, like memes. You know, like Andy Samberg and Terry Crews. A big homage to the Brooklyn Nine-Nine. But I do love Matt's pick.
Well, yeah, I think Andy Samberg is a good pick, and like Kyle knows about like the kind of the meme stuff and like involving stuff that would get people interested in the series, and like Brooklyn Nine-Nine fans would tune in if you tell me they had that reunion. Plus, they do low key weird crossovers on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They had Jess from New Girl like drive up in a car and stuff like that, and it was like it's probably like the most like quiet low key crossover ever. So like something like that would be cool to like hit them back in this. And so yeah, I picked Jake Johnson. He's the Spider-Man with the sweatpants. He's great. So of course, yeah, him with Damon Wayans Jr. were in Let's Be Cops. I don't know if anyone saw that movie, and I think it was like 2016. I like that comedy movie. It's great. It's great. It's great. So I think it would be really funny just to have them and like to get some redemption as cops and just for the memes and it'd be fun.
I love it.
I think that's a killer one. Yeah, I don't know. Just adding to the budget here. Mr. Matt Damon. I honestly I can't say a specific reason I went with this guy. But I think for me, Mills and Peters, I think Mills is more of the serious cop. That's true. Yeah, I do like that. I actually really like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Jake Johnson. I just want any excuse to have him in this, honestly.
That actually could be cool. But yeah, no, Matt Damon, I think he'd be more of the serious cop. Marlon would be more of the nice cop. So I just think he'd be cool, a cool cameo to get in there. I loved him in Oppenheimer. I kind of get that vibe from him. He was more general in that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he's fantastic in everything he's in.
Just add it to the budget.
Mr. Matt Damon. Yeah, we have unlimited budget anyway, so
Bank of Existence, baby.
Love it.
Yeah,
love it.
Be cool.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that is for the most part the end of the fan cast. But I think we've got of course, the honorable mention fan cast, which is Kathy. So, Matt, if you want to take it away.
I did say it. I have another stupid one ready to go as well in case. But yeah, I would pick Marissa Tomei because we have like Aunt May, right?
Existence was like no.
No.
You lagged there.
Oh, really? Okay. I would go with Marissa Tomei as Kathy. I think she's a great actress, and I do love the idea of just like picking someone like Aunt May. Marissa Tomei was ridiculous. Like we're used to it now, but like it's such ridiculous casting. Like I don't know, you can't be distracted with Aunt May. But yeah, I think Kathy would be great. And the real meme pick, Andy Serkis as Wellness Wallace.
As well, dude. I wanted to put that. I wanted to put that, but that I should have put that. I don't know why.
We're professionals here. Yeah. It's too stupid.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
right.
But Andy Serkis as Wellness Wallace.
We have so many Rogue Sun characters now. That would be.
We're not even
going through that whole Rogues gallery and stuff.
Yeah,
it would have been a 3-hour stream if we tried to do all the Massive-Verse characters. Yeah, maybe next time.
I hope eventually we have enough Infernal Girl Red that we could do like a 2-hour extravaganza casting that too, but in due time.
Yeah, so if you guys, first of all, thank you so much to everybody who showed up. We had a ton of fun putting this together. It was a ton of fun being able to like react to each other's picks, having not seen them for the most part. And we had such a good time putting it together. Obviously, thank you to Mr. Kyle Higgins, the creator of Radiant Black, the writer, and just the mastermind behind all of this. It's always nice to see you stopping by. And it was just fantastic. So thanks for that. Guys, make sure you check out Radiant Black. I'm assuming if you're here, obviously, you read the book. Tell your friends about it.
Let us know your picks below, too. Let us know. Even if you're watching this after the live stream, let us know who you guys... Yes, please, Kyle is going to reveal his Nathan and Marshall picks. Let's go.
And Shift. Yeah, I love
and
that.
Shift.
And also, if you guys want, put your picks in the comments. If you disagreed, agreed, your favorite ones we chose. There we can bring it up next time.
If you get
no wrong answers.
Had any actors in your head that have just been sticking out like a sore thumb for a character? Who do you want first?
We all voted Marshall. Okay. So I'm just not going to answer that question.
All right, let's go with Marshall. Let's go with
Marshall. Go with Marshall.
Oh my god! I was waiting for someone to do that. Or Shift first.
Joe Keery. Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't that your pick, Charlie?
Yeah. No, I just I just see it. I don't know.
Joe Keery, interesting.
I really do.
Charlie wins.
Yes.
For Marshall.
Charlie wins. Charlie wins the whole thing.
That'd be a cool Marshall.
Yeah.
I really do think so.
I could see it. Just dye his hair black and I could see it.
Doesn't look exactly like him, but I think he could bring that je ne sais quoi to the role, definitely. I hope it doesn't mean anything dirty in French.
It's gonna go with his Nathan pick next. Dacry. Okay. I fucking love that.
I actually had that as my second choice. That was my second choice for Nathan, but I dropped it for Jack Quaid. Like that was the
dude. He's just he's honestly like one of the most talented up and coming actors. I want to see him in here like as a villain, but I
being
really love that one.
Being in Power Rangers adds to that too, because that's in like the DNA of Radiant Black.
Owen's pitching. Owen's
Shift.
Owen his hat. Shift. Ooh.
Hey, listen, Owen, just shoot your shot, man. It's always worth it. Shoot your shot.
Glenn Powell.
Oh,
wow.
I thought about that too. I had that as one of my picks, but I'm like, I've never seen him in a lot of things, so I don't want to.
He's in Top Gun, right? Top Gun 2.
Yeah, he's in Top Gun. He's in the upcoming movie with Sydney Sweeney.
That got memed by Nathan Fielder too. That was really funny. But yeah, he's being a good pick. He has that energy for Shift that you need.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's a really.
Hey, I did not see that coming, but I like it.
Those are cool. No, those are great. Similar to that, Ryan Gosling, but that's live action. Yeah, the voices. He's saying live action, but animated definitely is a whole other deal.
Of course. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
But we all know we all
those
know
are-
Radiant Yellow is Sterling K. Brown. I think we can all agree on that, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we can get better than that unless
I don't think it's like who would be better than Sterling K. Brown for Radiant Yellow. I'm
Plus,
curious.
like I think we know who Marshall would be in animated for sure. I think we got some hints.
Yeah,
already
yeah.
Will Friedle for Marshall. We got a
Yeah.
Marshall. Fingers crossed. So yeah, no, I don't. That's super exciting to think about. But yeah, no, I love those picks a lot. Either Ryan Gosling or Glenn Powell. I think kill it at shift.
So before we go here, there's a few things we have to mention. The first things first is obviously if you keep up with the Radiant Black, recently they just solicited issue 30. And as you see, the Catalyst War continues, pieces fall into place, endless possibilities collapse, the end of the world is at hand. The first half of a story that continues in Radiant Black 30.5. And I believe 30.5 is the final issue of Catalyst War. So so here's 30.5. That's the end of the story arc and the event. And I believe this is the issue where we'll get the reveal for who won the vote, the Radiant Black vote. So check that out. Make sure you get your pre-orders in. Obviously, let your shops know that you want both 30 and 30.5. And that goes the same for all prior issues up to 26 because both issues give you both pieces of the story, right? They're both important to the story. So
what if that was the end? Like I love Radiant Black, but it'd be great if like, oh, it ran for 30 and a half issues.
No,
like,
let's not even consider that a possibility. No, I don't accept that. I don't accept
end
that.
End of story arc, though. End of arc.
Yeah, exactly. It says end of arc.
End of story arc, not end of story. But I guess we'll see. I also want to shout out the volume 4, volume 5.
Yeah, we got
the trade cover just got released.
It's not on League.
It's not on here. But it's pretty cool. I love the.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but it gave me like a Christmas ornament theme. I don't know if that's done on purpose or if I'm just in the holiday spirit, but that's my immediate reaction.
Now, okay, I did see that, but
I do like it a lot. I love that they're preserving the theme.
The theme
of the
for sure.
It looks really good.
It stands out the most to me of all of them.
Yeah, I can't wait. And like they showed us, it's 25 A and B, 26, 26.5, 27, and 27.5. So that's like 6 or 8 issues. I can't count right now. That's 6 issues, right? So it's the standard like to trade paperback size, perfect. You know what I mean? I can't wait for this. I personally, like you guys know, we have the Massiverse shelves. You can see Radiant Black right there. We have the Massiverse shelves and everything. So gotta keep it going. And also, I think Rogue Sun got announced as well, right? Rogue.
Yeah.
The new trade
also,
for Rogue.
The Shift collected issues too.
Shift collection, right?
Wait, sorry. Yeah, the Shift collection we'll mention in a sec, but I want to show the trade for Rogue Sun. The Night Sun, they have the unique cover for for the Night Sun. So really cool stuff. And then Shift is a good call on the Shift. Speaking of Shift,
now that we know who's going to play him.
Yeah, so we have Shift number 1 on FOC this week. The final order cutoff for Shift is this Monday, which is the 20th, 21st. Yeah, Monday, November 20th. That's the final order cutoff for Shift number 1. Let your comic book stores know that you want a pre-order copy. It's $5.99. What you get is, and a lot of you guys asked about this, so you're gonna want this. You get the stories of Shift, the mini stories, the 4 8-page stories that took place in the Image series from a while back, the anthology series featuring tons of different stories from Image creators. So
and it's going to be a key issue. That's the 32nd cover appearance of Radiant Black as well.
There's a new story. There's a new story in there though.
Oh,
so
really?
You get the reprints and you get a new story. Yeah, Kyle teased a page of it today. That's the abs. He was showing off Shift's abs, and we talked about that earlier.
Okay.
So pre-order Shift number 1, and there's also this gorgeous cover which we've seen before. It's a Radiant Black ratio by Igor Monti. And then we have this incredible cover B, and it's the same price, $5.99, by Daniele Dinoculo. And then we have our friend Deegan Pecoris did an exclusive variant with Shift as well. So for all you exclusive comic book hunters, and I believe this is a square bound, like Supermassive, so it'll go really nicely on the shelf.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
I love those issues.
Love
like that.
Love that.
Yeah. So get that for the new Shift story. You know him, you love him. He's our favorite Radiant Rogue. And I think that's pretty much it for news. I believe they did say, Michael did announce recently that all books. So we've seen that the new solicits for Image Comics dropped, but there was no Rogue Sun. Michael said that all books are going to go on hiatus for 1 or 2 months after each arc, just to give the team time to organize everything and get it all done, just so we have less delays and everything goes smoothly. I think everyone is in favor of that. Obviously, I think it works so much better. So that's what's going to happen from now on. The issues are going to go on a month or 2 break after the 6-issue arc ends, and that's why we didn't see Rogue Sun issues solicited between that and any possible delays. So
Yes.
have no fear. Yeah.
We also in that preview too. I think that it was Owen. Yeah, shifts also a One Piece and a Chainsaw Man fan.
There's a picture of him
love
sitting
that.
with manga at his feet. Yeah, and I knew it was Chainsaw Man. Yeah, and I was wondering what the other one was. So yeah, One Piece, Chainsaw Man.
Cool.
Yeah, very cool stuff. So
was it Dinakula who had the injury too? The dog bite.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we want to say best wishes and recovery. Like that's a lot.
Oh man.
Yeah, it looks terrible, but and obviously, especially as an artist. But luckily, no major artery severed and stuff like that. So we hope that he's recovered and recovery's going well.
Yeah,
best of luck.
So yeah, and in terms of next time you'll see us, I believe that's December 13th. Is that the next time we have a Massiverse book? I think No One might be sooner, but we're not doing No One until the end. So you'll see us with our Radiant Black review for Radiant Black 27 and 27.5 for December 13th, probably. That's when we'll drop our episode. So, stay tight for then. And let us know if you enjoyed the fan cast. We have other things in mind that we want to do that are similar, fun little things that we came up with. We had a really good time putting this together. I think I can say that much, right? Everyone had some amazing picks. So if you guys want to see more of these kinds of streams, let us know. Let us know what your favorite picks were. And before we go, of course, I didn't forget. Matt diligently reminded me of this. But before we go, we want to give a huge shout out to our patrons. Let me remove the screen sharing, and then here we go. Oh, you're muted, Matt.
Oh yeah. When the movie comes out and you're using this as a source for the casting of Radiant Black, please credit us websites.
I think Kyle had his mind made already, but it's nice to see that some of us were close. Yeah. So we want to say thank you to our patrons, Noah M, Patrick, Joe J, and Jordan C. We really appreciate you guys' support and help us do what we do. I know we're late on the newsletter, but that's coming very soon. We had to do some workarounds just because there were the delays and we wanted to make sure everything made sense. And guys, stay tuned for more episodes. If you like other Massiverse content, we also review The Dead Lucky. We review Supermassive, everything. We even have a Rogue Sun podcast where we review everything Rogue Sun. And we're just thinking, I just realized we got rid of Charlie. So we're just thinking, there we go. That's the one I was looking for. We're just thinking about doing a Rogue Sun fan cast as well. So if you guys want to see more fan casts, want to see a Rogue Sun fan cast, let us know and we'll do that. I can't wait to cast Dylan with these boys because I imagine that'll be a lot harder and a lot more fun. I can already think like half of the Wednesday cast is gonna be cast into that fan cast. But okay. So the next Radiant Black and Rogue Sun release on the same day. Perfect. That's so exciting. We'll see you guys then, December 13th. Yes. Anything else you guys want to add before we go?
No, thanks for watching. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Peace out, Greg, and peace out, Owen. Shout out to everyone who joined.
Everybody who joined.
This is a blast.
Happy Thanksgiving to whoever's celebrating this week.
Yes, and stay radiant, everyone.
That's true. Yeah.
Cool.